What's up, guys? Welcome back or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. This is my channel Pixie Dust and Spirit Alchemy, where we talk about all sorts of things strange, taboo, occult, mystical, magical, mysterious, stuff like that. Thank you guys for being here, and Happy New Year! Happy 2023! I don't know, I guess I wasn't so shocked to be entering a new year this year, because sometimes it's like, wow, how did we already get here? But I was ready for 2022 to be done with. So this year, I feel like, is off to a better start than last year was already, so I hope to maintain that momentum going forward into the rest of the year. I hope everyone else had safe holidays and a safe winter, is continuing to have a safe winter wherever you are in the world watching this. So guys, I'm actually really excited to do this video today because I feel like it has a special place in my heart. And I feel like this specific topic has a special place in my heart because my very first video on YouTube is one that blew up. Okay, I take that back. The very first video I ever did was this astrology video that I have since removed because it was not anything. Anyways, but the main magic video that I did, that I started with, was the Magical Cashbook with Nitika. Right? For today's video, I'm going to be discussing my latest results with the Magical Cashbook. And also just go into a little bit of who Nitika is, the spirit Nitika, because I didn't ever discuss that in any of my previous videos working with that spirit. And so I'm just going to give a little bit of background. Okay, so what is the Magical Cashbook? For you guys watching this video, you probably already know. It's a gallery of magic book, Magical Cashbook. This has a special place in my heart because this is the first gallery of magic book I ever bought, I ever used, I ever had results with. I mean, it's a very thin book. You can see it's 47 pages, and very straightforward. You know, I've got several other Magical Cashbook videos where I'm explaining how to do the cashbook and my experiences and such and such. And so this book just continues, it's continued to work for me, and it's been several years since I made a video on this topic, on this specific book. That is not to say, however, that I have not done any Magical Cashbook rituals throughout that time. There have been several, actually. I'm a fan of Nitika, and so I felt like starting my video, or starting the new year off with a video about this spirit and this book, and kind of rehashing new results would be a good place to start. So, for some reason, I personally always want to refer to Nitika as a female, and that's not the case, necessarily. I'm pretty sure that's because I once worked with someone named Nikita, who was a female. And those names are not the same. They're similar, but they're not the same. And so, therefore, whenever I saw Nitika, I was just associated it with female. But it's not a female. Most writers and occultists and that I've seen actually refer to Nitika as being male. However, I don't actually think that there is a pertained gender. If there is, it's not female. So, or it could be. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm right and they're wrong. But who knows? It doesn't really matter ultimately. But Nitika is a genius spirit. Essentially, she is essentially Nitika, the spirit Nitika. If I say he or she, whatever. I'm not going to worry about the spirit's pronouns. It is a spirit. I could say they, them. That might be more appropriate, to be honest. But forgive me if I say he or she. Don't be confused. I'm still talking about Nitika. Nitika is a genius spirit, and she is found in the Noctemeron, written by Apollonius of Tyana in the 1st century A.D. Apollonius of Tyana was out of Greece, and he was also a student of Pythagoras. And if you guys watched my latest video on numerology, you would see, and maybe you already know, that one of the systems of numerology can be attributed to Pythagoras. So this was Pythagoras' student. Without getting into too much detail on the whole book, within the book, the Noctemeron, there are 12 hours that are divided up, and there's certain personifications of entities or energies that are assigned to each hour of the day, of these 12 hours of night, light and day, light and darkness. Nitika is found in the 6th hour, and so she is a genius spirit, also known as a genie. And the genies were assigned to govern a certain hour of each day, which is why Nitika is on the 6th hour. And this is not to be confused with genies from the Arabic beliefs where of the jinn. It's not that sort of spirit. Whenever I think of jinn spirits, I honestly think of American Gods. I don't know if anyone has read that book or seen that show, but there's a jinn spirit in there. Anyways, jinns are usually, in the Arabic beliefs, are not usually friendly spirits. But the spirit that Nitika is a personification of energy. Nitika is known as the genius of precious stones. Genies are also known, these genius spirits are also known to act quickly. A while since I had worked with the Magical Cashbook, and I had a specific goal in mind this time. I mean, you're always supposed to have a specific goal. For those that have not seen in a while, because I hadn't even seen in a while, this is my cash book that I created about 4 years ago, probably. It's been a time. I have the same book. I have not filled it up yet. I should. I mean, I easily could. I might, have had way more successes. But it's getting there. It's getting there. I don't try to do it back to back all the time. But this time, I asked for not an unreasonable amount of money, but something that is just outside of like my reach, so that if I did achieve or receive this money, it would be a nice surprise. It wasn't $20 or $50 or anything. And my intention was that I could use this for certain travel purposes. I had a clear intention in mind on what I wanted this result to bring about, this ritual. I love working with Nitika. I can feel the spirit's energy pretty strongly whenever I do call on it. Honestly, when I've done magical protection too, just quick side note, I do feel like in the master protection ritual that I can feel those genius spirits in front of me. So maybe it's just the genius spirits or the way that they work with the angels to kind of come about, or the energy that they are exuding. I'm not sure, but I love working with Nitika. She always comes through for me, and I keep saying she. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. He, but it's just so ingrained in my head that it's a she now, so I apologize. Not really. But I did the same ritual for 11 days, asked for my amount, and I just want to note that the way the results came about this time, it's not necessarily just like, boom, here's $1,000, like, that you find on the ground. If it is, I mean, that could happen. She is sort of the spirit. She works with luck, right, and fortune. So, I mean, if you do get lucky enough to find $1,000 on the ground, or even $100 or $5 on the ground, while you're doing the ritual, that would be to me a clear result of the money that I asked for appearing in front of me. But what happened this time is I was inspired to make this money in new ways by selling some things, selling some products that honestly, or selling some things in my house that I've just had sitting around for too long that I knew were worth value, and things that I hadn't even thought about selling before. But then when I started to do this ritual, it made sense to me, well, hey, this thing has been sitting here unused for X amount of time, and I know that it's in good condition, and I know that I can sell it and make good money from it, which is basically what I bought it for. And I did. I did sell that, and I quickly sold it. And here's the thing. Okay, I'll just say I sold my keyboard, one of my keyboards. There's 2 other pianos in this house. So as a pianist, like I will still have a piano, but I sold my keyboard because I hadn't touched it in like 6 months since moving into this house, and I just felt like I could buy one of these other pianos here, let me share the gift of music, give it to somebody else. And so whenever we call on Nitika, we're asking the spirit to, we say, Nitika, I command thee to shape the past and the future to bring me wealth. And so now, what I like to think is that when Nitika shaped the past for me with this, is she's essentially, so the person that bought my keyboard was originally going to buy mine, and then at first he like backed out of it and was like, well, I'm looking at this other one and I'll get back to you. And I kind of lost hope about it. I was like, okay, well, let me find another offer. But then he came back and was like, hey, it actually didn't work out with this other girl. Like, the keyboard that she had, like, the speaker didn't work or something. And so it's my belief that Nitika, by shaping the past and the future to bring me this wealth, possibly shaped that in order to work in my favor, to where this person wanted to buy my product rather than the other one that he was looking for. In addition, there were some unexpected refunds that came into my account. Like, I traveled at the beginning of this year and end of last year, and I was traveling from Canada to back home, and my suitcase got lost for like 3 or 4 days. It wasn't lost, but it was put on the wrong flight, and so it had a tour around the States and then came back to me. And, you know, whenever you check a suitcase in the airport, you have to pay a fee, right? And I had paid that fee and everything. Well, and as they should, because my suitcase was 4 days late, I got that fee refunded in the time that I was doing this ritual to Nitika. So I personally see that as luck or wealth, extra cash being brought to me as a result of this. In addition, there were some other things in my house that I was able to sell for quick cash, and I achieved the amount of money that I had asked for within 11 to 12 days' time. And it was cash this time. Now, not always do I see the results appear as tangible cash, but I believe that with a clear enough intention and visualization and imagination, that these results will manifest how we truly want them to manifest. Because my purpose for what I was going to do with this money requires cash. I wasn't just trying to get an extra $50 or something worth $50 value, right? I wanted to purchase a product, or I want to purchase a product or service and need cash to do that. And I wanted extra cash. And so I believe, you know, that Nitika, in doing this ritual, inspired these thoughts in me, inspired these ideas, and got me to think of ways to attract that cash, to open these doors and to see these paths or see these opportunities that I hadn't seen in the last 6 months. I could have sold my keyboard the last 6 months and made that same money, you know, but it wasn't until I had a clear intention and was taking action to do something about it that these ideas came to me. And so I'd like to thank Nitika for bringing these ideas to me. And maybe I would have had it without doing the ritual, but since it aligned at the time that I was doing the ritual, and that other chance sort of money or attractions of cash came to me at this time, then I attribute it to the ritual and believe that the magic worked. Damon Brand does a good job of talking about not lusting for results, right? Like, we don't want to do this and think about the how of how things are going to manifest. And that's how manifesting works in the first place, right? Act as if, feel as though. So when I do these rituals, which are short rituals, and I call on the spirit Nitika, then when I'm done, I close the book and go about my day as if I hadn't done any magic, as if I'm not expecting X amount of money to somehow appear to me. And if it doesn't work, then try it again. But I've had enough success with this book personally that I do believe that it works. This magic is simple. It is not complex. You don't need props. You don't need anything. You do need the cash book. And I do have videos of me explaining how the cash book works, how to make the cash book, writing down, you know, the money that you want and how it's appeared and blah, blah, blah. And then the sigils on the back. And I've had this cash book, like I said, for 4 years and haven't gotten a new one yet. I think I would only get a new one when I've used up all the pages in this. So anyways, guys, this is my first video of 2023. Wow, again, 2023, that's wild. I hope to get on more of a roll with videos this year. I'm going to keep you guys posted if I'm doing a live video this month. I'm trying to find a topic to do. I do want to do a topic about angels soon. Maybe I will do one on that because that kind of sounds like it could be a good live video, and I know I've had some feedback on that. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you have had experience with the Magical Cash Book lately or in the past, please share your results in the comments. I'd love to hear them. I love to see when you guys watch my videos and then try it yourself and it works for you too. I mean, that's super cool, and I'm sure that the Gallery of Magic authors would be pleased to see that this is working for people as well. So, as always, guys, stay kind, stay curious. May the rest of your January be beautiful and bright, and successful and prosperous, all that. And until next time, peace.